Hey, 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 welcome in everybody to the Ducks post-game show. We're fresh off the Unfiltered Sports show where the NFL took first down and 10, but now we're in the second down, second half of the show. We're going to do a post-game here. The Ducks finish a fun one from the Honda Center beating Florida 7-3, getting three goals in the third period, scoring two in the first, two in the second, three in the third to finish off a very good Florida team who's off to a bit of a rough start, but goddamn, are the Ducks off to a very, very hot start in their first 11 games. They are playing awesome hockey. They were in first place coming into this game. They were fresh off of beating Florida before this, and now you look at things, and the Ducks are now they swept the series. The series is over with Florida as they take both games. This one coming out at home after taking the first one 3-2 in a shootout in Florida just over the weekend. So the Ducks already have a bunch of guys who have a bunch of points already. They're scoring a lot of goals. How long can they keep this up? Who knows? But for right now, it's really fun to watch. It's very exciting to be a part of. And I'm hoping that the Ducks can continue this good gameplay because the Ducks need this and for their fans. And I know that everyone in attendance was enjoying this game tonight. We'll go over the scoring as the Ducks now improve to 8-3, 17 points, and tied for first place with Vegas, and a point ahead of Edmonton, Seattle, and also 3 points ahead of Los Angeles and Vancouver. So the Pacific standings already look pretty good, very formidable for the Pacific Division this year. I don't like again. This is a fun young team that is again. If you haven't gotten out to see a game, what are you doing? 714 Tickets is the way to get to a Ducks game. 714 Tickets has no taxes, no fees. So the price you see, if a ticket's $68 or $38 or $28, it is that price. And guess what? If you put HITI, which stands for Halos in the Infield, in the Apply Now code, you get an additional 10% off of your ticket purchase. It works over and over. It's not a bullshit one where it's one time only. You could use it for concert tickets. You could use it for anything you want to watch, college football, you name it. But to get to a Ducks game, use our promo code 714 tickets and HITI. So the goals scored and came a bunch tonight. 10 goals. Our boy was in attendance tonight for this game. Dominique was there, and Cutter Gutierrez got it going with his eighth goal of the season, getting it going from Leo Carlson on a nice shot right there in the first goal of the night, which he would wind up with a freaking hat trick. It's been a while since a Duck has gotten a hat trick, and my God, it happened tonight. So it was 1-0. Then Brad Marchand would get his seventh goal, the assist from Jeff Petrie to make it 1-1. But then Cutter Gauthier, that guy again on the power play, scores a goal from his ninth of the season, assist from Troy Terry, his ninth assist of the season, and the Ducks took a 2-1 intermission lead. And again, these guys have been scoring a lot of goals. You've been getting some good goaltending by Dostal, which he was in net the other night and played pretty good. And again, you had some pretty good goaltending here because Florida is not a cheap team, and they came out there and played a good game and put a lot of pressure on the Ducks, but the Ducks were able to get 18 out of 21 saves from Dostal. So all in all, a good performance right there. So team stats on the night before I get into the second period. The Ducks, once again, I think only 3 games they've been outshot this year so far out of 12. They outshot the Panthers 32-21. Hits were plentiful, though, for the Florida Panthers, as they always do. They come with it. They had 27-13 hits. The faceoffs were won by the Ducks. Power plays, 2 for 7 on the nights tonight's, and then you had 1 for 5 for Florida. Again, we talked about this the other night, me and Fernando, when we were doing the Duck stuff, and he was mentioning the fact that, hey, the penalty minutes are down. And that usually means you're being consistently disciplined and you're not having those stupid penalties with the puck being shot over the glass. You're not seeing the tripping calls, the high sticking and stuff like that. That's just stupid. That you're not seeing the freaking interferences. You're seeing more clean hockey. And I think that's what's helping this team. And again, if the young guys can buy in, which it kind of looks like they have, that's the result of people having a good game plan and the players falling into to a right kind of culture, and you have the right kind of talent out there. Then and this is a very young team to be 8-3-1 out the get go, 4-1 at home. You had penalty minutes again, not that bad. Block shots were in favor of the freaking Panthers. Takeaways in favor of the Ducks. Giveaways, which you always want to be not in front of that or not leading that. The giveaways were plentiful for the Panthers. Now, the Ducks have had some very good passing, and that's what's helped to everything as well. So, the second period started not so good though. At 5:21 of the second period, you had Evan Rodriguez score his third goal from Mackey getting the assist and Gustav Forsling his sixth to tie it up at 2. Then just not even just about 5 minutes and some change after you had Losterine power play goal right there. The Ducks did give up 2 power play goals in this game, but I'm not mad at that because they've been playing pretty good against the power play. So this goal would make it 3-2. However, Rodriguez would get this the assist. Bennett would get an assist, and then Guthier would come through again. His third goal, hat trick in the second freaking period to make it 3-3. So he was the offense through the first 2 periods. Assist from Lacombe, his fifth. Leo Carlson, his 13th assist, 19th point on the season. Then you had Nikito Nestorenko score his first goal of the year, the defenseman. Ryan Foling with the assist, and Killorn his assist. That would make it 4-3 Ducks at the end of 2. So you're looking really good. You're feeling really good at the end of 2 because you're going head to head with a Stanley Cup team and the freaking Panthers, and you're playing your ass off and you're feeling good. A young team versus a playoff tested veteran laced team. So the Ducks held that lead for nearly a period or over 10 minutes for sure. It was almost about 14 minutes into the from the last time they scored into the third period before Trouba would score his third of the year, assist from Gauthier, another point on the night. McTavish would get in the scoring with his seventh assist on the night to make it 5-3. Then you had Chris Kreider score just 2 minutes later. Assist from Nestorenko, his fifth. Kreider's seventh goal. Troy Terry, yet again, another assist. And then Jansen Harkins scores his first goal unassisted, 7-3, and the Ducks win this one again, 7-3. Outstanding play tonight. As you look at the points for tonight, let's see where I'm going to get that right here. Put up. Where is that right now? Leo Carlson had 2 assists, 4 points for Gutierrez. Obviously, he's a star of the game. And actually, before I do that, I got a freaking where is that? Is it right here? Do I have 3 stars up here? Magically, it's not up here when I need it. But I did have the 3 stars on the other thing. I'll have to save that for next time. But the 3 stars of the game for me, obviously, Gauthier getting that freaking hat trick. And then you have Dostal getting, as far as his play tonight, as a very good goaltender to hold the Panthers to only 3 goals, is second star in the game. And then I'm going to give it to Terry because Terry's just been, dude, he's been lights out with those passes. Carlson gets an honorable mention with his 2 assists as well. But goddamn, dude, nice job all the way around. Minutes are very doled out, very good. So not too many guys having a gang of minutes other than I'm going to say his name right. Nestorenko and Terry with 25 minutes leading the way. But they've been dealing out the time very evenly, doing a very good job. I mean, there's nothing. If you compare this team to the Angels, there's really nothing that you can complain about. Whereas we find stuff to complain about all the time with our Angels because of ownership, play on the field, just all kinds of stuff, right? But when it comes to Ducks hockey right now, I mean, if you're I don't think pleasantly surprised is the right word to say. I think we're seeing crisp passing, we're seeing players stick up for one another, hard hitting, goaltending is, you're not getting that just all kinds of people in front of the net. We're keeping, a good eye for Dostal to watch those slap shots from the blue line. We're watching the deflections. A lot of good on the defensive side, and then we're just getting really aggressive rushes, and that's what's generating a lot of shots, a lot of second chance and third chance opportunities. So I'm pleasantly surprised so far. I'm having a very, very good time watching this Ducks team play. Andrew says that was straight belt to ass beatdown. Holy shit, this team is going to be monsters. They have a very, very good um, future ahead of them, and they have a salary cap, a lot of money to spend this year and next year. So yeah, there could be a lot of good on the horizon. With huge chip on our shoulders, the entire league will remember our name again. The Ducks have been like a forgotten team the last few years. Don't kid yourself. They've been like the Columbus Blue Jackets, other teams that have just fallen by the wayside, the San Jose Sharks. They just haven't been relevant. So the fact that Timo Solani and others that in the preseason were like, hey, now's the time to make it back to the postseason. Now's the time to take that next step. He saw it in preseason. The Ducks are kicking ass right now, and they're taking names. So I'm loving it, man. What a great victory here tonight. Demetro says, "What up, Todd? Royal ass whooping today. Suck it, Florida. We get the sweep on Florida. Huge game coming up against Dallas." Demetro says, Cutier is boss. Halo Joe checks in with, "Hey guys, just a Kings fan here hanging out with the Ducks. That's cool. We have respect for you there." Tart checks in with, "Bro, we sent the Panthers back to their retirement homes in Florida." Hell yeah, dude. Leisure World it is. Todd, you need a Ducks jersey hanging in the back right next to the spider climbing down the wall. I do have a Ducks jersey. I haven't put it up yet. I got all my Angels gear. This is a throwback one right here. It's one of my favorite jerseys, but I got a couple more jerseys and more memorabilia to put up. Trust me, that's on the way. I've got some Ducks. What do you call it? Some bobbleheads too. I'm gonna be redoing this entire background. I'm gonna keep the baseball cards, but I might add some hockey stuff as far as bobbleheads, some hats, some jerseys. Definitely some more stuff coming here in the next time I get a break. I've been real super busy, but I'll be right there. No, I'll pass on that Halo Joe. I don't think I need one of those. Go Lightning, Alex says. Also, Demetrio says, I love that our third and fourth lines are putting in work. And need I say it, or dare I say it, the Ducks, the way you could tell a team is good is if they're able to not skip a beat once their first and second lines hit the bench. And you're able to put a formative third line out there that can score goals and scare you, and you're able to have a good number four checking line out there to kind of establish maybe the momentum you lost and recreate something for the first line. So I'm liking the Ducks, how, again, like you guys are bringing it up, they are just top to bottom right now playing really, really good hockey. Now, the thing that we all have to remember is going down the line, we're going to hit a rough patch. We are. No team is going to play this good for a long time. So, as Ducks fans, we got to temper our optimism and celebrate the wins, take it one game at a time. But when it does come to that point where we hit a rough patch, have faith in these guys that they'll turn around. Because to me, as a Ducks fan, this is the most resilient team I've seen so far. Well coached with all kinds of positives moving forward. Yes, we'll struggle at a 2 or 3 game patch, but it's how you come back from that. So right now, the Ducks are playing with house money and they're taking full advantage. Full advantage, folks. Because if you look at the record coming up here, and I'll address that comment here in a minute, Tart. Um, we talked about it earlier on the show that we did the other night. Let me pull up here the full schedule here for the Ducks. You got some interesting games coming up. You got the Dallas game at Dallas, Vegas. Right now, we're thinking that Mazarak will start against Dallas. You'll have Dostal going against Vegas, and then maybe Mazarek, since it's a back to back on the 8th and 9th against Winnipeg here at home. You'll have him go, and then you'll have Dostal back in net in Colorado and Detroit. Then you got Minnesota. The Mammoth for the first time will come here. So this month is interesting. We'll be playing the Vegas Golden Knights again on the 22nd. So we've played the majority of our games in the Central and the East. We haven't played too many divisional games or Western Conference, but we're working on that. We're going to get back to we're going to get back to playing some of our rivals, especially late in November. We're going to be playing Halo Joe's Kings, Vancouver, and Vegas, all back to back to back. So that's pretty good within 6 days right there. And then we'll have Chicago, St. Louis. So there's but I'm looking at it this way, one game at a time. I'm loving how the Ducks are playing right now. Crisp passing, continue the nice hits, continue the pressure on the goaltender. It's not one of those where they're just throwing the puck to the back of the wall behind the goalie to try to see if they can race down there. They're generally keeping the puck in the blue line, not letting it leave. They're putting pressure on the defense to keep them have a longer shifts. All that is playing to their advantage, and they didn't have the talent to do this before, and now they're doing it now, and they're starting to show that, hey, this isn't a one-hit wonder. It's not a first week of the season wonder. This team might hang around. They might do some really good things. So you're having a lot of guys like Dimitro's pulling up. The plus minuses are, they're more pluses than minuses right now. So the guys are having good shifts. Now, Tart brings up one right here. It says it's probably not on your list of topics, but what's your opinion on the misconduct on Carlson? It was a bit petty. Again, the refs. I know as Ducks fans, when you've been in the trash for a long time, you're not going to get too many benefits of the calls. And again, could it have been avoided? Yes. Did it have to be called? No. So you're going to get a few of those, and yeah, that would upset you. But in the end, look, I'll take the win, man. And if the Ducks can keep playing like this, you're going to get some stuff that's not going to go your way at nights. But as long as you're at the top of the scoreboard and you're winning on a nightly basis, or at least more often than you're losing, you're fine. I know that kind of stuff bothers you, but at this point, I'm not focused on that too much because again, this team is playing at such a high level right now, and we're only 12 games in, but that's a good percentage of an 82 game season. And you got guys like Carlson that you just mentioned, who's on pace for maybe getting 100 points this year. Is it likely? Probably not. But if he gets to 80 to 90 points, that's a hell of a year for a young kid. And you got guys like Terry and Lacombe and Beckett and all these dudes that are coming up at the same time. This is fun. And again, if you're able to have that kind of tempo to continue to frustrate the opponent and they're not getting the shots that they used to. I mean, look at last year. The Ducks were easily outshot by 10 or 15 almost on most nights. At least, or on the least, about they were outshot 8 to 9. So it was rare when they outshot the opponent. It was rare when they weren't playing so passive aggressive on freaking power plays. Now it just seems like they just got good movement. They're frustrating the power play team. I know Florida scored 2 goals tonight, but that was more, they're used to playing at that kind of tempo. They're used to breaking down defenses like that. They're battle tested. But against other teams, the Ducks power play unit's been fire. And that's been something that's bothered them too. They've been in the penalty too much. They've been odd man rushes too much, but they're playing so much better. And it's so enthusiastic to me as a Ducks fan that this team is taking care of home, and they're playing very, very respectful on the road, man. This used to, again, this was a team, and Quenville is the difference, and his staff. Thank you, Dimitro. But if you look at the Ducks, again, like I brought up earlier, they were like the Arizona Coyotes before they moved. They were like the San Jose Sharks, Columbus Blue Jackets, other teams like that are at the bottom, that are traditional bottom feeders. Even Chicago, the Blackhawks have fallen into that. And they're not now looked at as a team of, hey, we could rest our guy, they could face our second goalie, we can experiment on different offensive plays and things of that nature against the Ducks because they're just not that talented. No, that narrative has changed from one year to the next, and that is great. Now it's like, hey, you got the Ducks on the schedule. We gotta plan for these guys. We gotta raise our game at least speed wise because they're not exactly going to beat us down with a bunch of bruisers, but they're going to try to outskate us. And these guys are fast, bro. These guys are fast. I've even brought up our unsung hero of the night, Mr. Hat Trick himself. So I mean, you got some guys like Guthier and like he brought up Kreider. You just got guys that are just scoring goals at will, getting points. I mean, Cutter Gauthier, man. I mean, dude, he's got 12 points already, 7 goals, 5 assists. Yeah, the future is bright. The future is bright for the Ducks. Halo Joe, as a Kings fan, can admit that. Um, it's been great. He says, Todd, if the Angels organization decided to embrace their community like the Ducks have, would that be a shift in culture, even if Artie owns them? I've said that before. If the Angels were to take that mentality that the Samuelis have, that would not erase what he has unfortunately brought to Anaheim, but that would turn some heads a bit. That would get people that are still saying, Artie spends a lot of money. That would get some of them to say, well, he's not that bad. He's trying to change the narrative. So changing the narrative for most people is a good thing. And for Artie, that she's I don't know how long it would take him to win back me, but a good way to start is to embrace the community and to also drop Los Angeles and give tickets to fans that usually can't go. No, I don't want the Angels in orange. If you're able to take the Angels and put them in their 80s or 90s uniforms, damn Skippy, I'm on board. I'm a little over the red. But the Ducks, I think, made the right decision going to orange, and it represents Orange County, and that's beautiful. So keep it up, Ducks. So that's the extent of the post game show tonight. I'll have more and we'll talk more when I have my boy Dominic in the house or from Ducks Game Day Rewind or Breakdown. We'll have Zach on here too to call some games. But for me, Caltrans, shut up, Halo Joe. You get those queens out of here. But yeah, yeah, and fuck the Dodgers. Agreed. Go Anaheim. Let's go Ducks. We'll see you on the flip side. Our next telecast, as far as a post game, will be coming up here soon against Dallas. We'll have them coming up here. Let's see. I just had that too. I already forgot. That's how tired I am tonight. It's been one of those nights. We'll be at the Stars on the 6th. So mark your calendars for this Thursday is the game against the Stars. It'll be 5 o'clock start on ESPN Plus. So go Ducks. We got the W tonight. We'll be back. Have a good night, everybody.